Hello and welcome. I am Joshy. I am actually going to start construction on my shell. As you see, it is very flat. And I've been doing Squirtle for 2 years now, and the biggest complaint I have from people is the fact that it's too flat. And what I wanted to do was bulk it up. I kind of want something on the backside, so that way the backside is flat against me, but I don't have anything right now, so maybe later I'll do it. I was going to just cut up here and then resew it, but then I saw that there's this little spot right here where they've already cut and sewn it. So what I'll probably do, well, I wish I had a seam ripper. I should have got one when I was out, but I didn't. I was going to seam rip it, but I have scissors and good old blade here. Always be careful with these. This one doesn't really have a safety, so whenever you're using this, I would never suggest go full blade. I kind of say like maybe half blade, or not even half, that's like a quarter blade. And I also have, as I almost stabbed myself with it, I also have this one, which does have more of a safety feature, but as you see, it is broken and dull. So I probably should get rid of this one, or see if it has a better blade inside. Whatever. We'll use the dangerous one, but I also have scissors, so we're gonna try scissors first. Hopefully I don't have to cut open anything. We'll see. But I got this polyfill from Joann's, I believe, because it was cheaper there. Well, not as cheap as I wish it was. I wish I had like a 50% coupon. It would have been nice. Like, anyway, we're not going to talk about how expensive this thing is, but we're going to try to fill it with this. And I think we'll have enough. If not, then I'll have to go get more, which kind of sucks, because this is already 2 pounds. Carried it home. I've actually sewn my costume a few times. And also, like right here, see this wasn't here. I had my friend sew this on because I had a Velcro here where it's all dirty and dingy. I need to clean that off at some point, but they sewed this on for me, and then on the costume itself, we sewn it onto the backside of, no, we glued it to the hood so that way the shell hits the hood, and when you bend down, it doesn't just like fly right off. Yeah, it was pretty cool. If I had a thimble, I would use a thimble with it, so that way if I did nick myself, I would nick the thimble, but I have one of the, oh, actually I do have one of those. I just gotta find it. It's in my sewing kit that my grandma gave me before she died. Because my grandma knew that I knew how to sew. Well, somewhat know how to sew. I was embroider in high school. Not me technically, the computer embroidered. I just, followed the program and made sure like to fix the needles whenever they would break or jump ship. Like I've said, I've had this costume for 2 years. 2 years. It's in pretty good condition for 2 years. I do wash it myself. I do not put it in the dryer. I leave it out to dry, because if you put it in the dryer, there's a good chance it will mess up the fabric. That's exactly what we don't want to do. Every time I use the costume, I wash it afterward, or at least I try to. I don't think I did last time, because where we were living was horrible. We had to go down to a laundromat and all this other stuff, and taking a costume to the laundromat when you're trying to be secretive about what you have, it's a little hard because everybody's like, oh, what's that? What's that? You're like, nothing. Close your eyes. You don't see a Squirtle walking by. Probably shouldn't do this after I had a heaping cup of coffee. Alright. So here is my craft. Let's open this up. Yeah, you say, why don't you use the scissors, Josh? I'm like, no, I don't want to use the scissors, not for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to like take pieces of it and I'm going to shove it in there. Because I got to make it go around, like. It's a little more poking out. That sounds bad, but it's a little more oomph than it was. But it's starting to look like a shell. That's good. Oppositely, but still a shell. As you know, I don't do this very often. I don't sew very often. I'm not this kind of person. Oh my god, it's so soft. So, this is all new to me. If I'm doing this wrong, I don't really care, honestly, because, again, this is fun. Like I said, I've made glasses for this costume. I was having fun. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Alright, so when it's laid on my back, oh yeah, look at that. That looks cool. Oh yeah. Yeah. So there is like this thing in between, but it's attached to the other fabric. So I'm gonna put a little bit more. Alright, so that's me doing it. On to sewing. I'm gonna sew now. You're gonna watch me sew. Am I doing it right? No. He's sleeping and he's barking. He is such a cute little dog. He's a dachshund. Pretty huge dachshund, but a dachshund. I'm actually going to use brown this time. I don't know why they used my grandma's sewing kit. Aw. You know, I should have looked in here, because guess what she has in here? She has a seam ripper. That's what I get for not looking. Whatever, I had fun. Oh, sweet, the Velcro's in here too. Super, because I'm going to put Velcro on the bottom. No, there's a needle in here somewhere. That is a tiny needle. It should be fine. Alright, you get to see me thread a needle. No way. On the first try. That's what I'm talking about. I know that's gonna fall, and I'm gonna be like, shit. Poor dog's gonna be like sleeping, and I hit him in the head with thread and stuff. He'd be like, I was chasing a cat, and you woke me up. Double thread? I don't know if that's the way you're supposed to do it. That's how I was taught in high school. Because I had home ec for 3 years straight. Why? Because my school didn't have very many classes, and home ec was the pretty much only class I could take. Besides the classes I made up. When I say made up, I took out of my own brain and created these classes because they didn't exist. But, could I be a surgeon? No. Why? Because my hands shake. Am I going to sew this properly? God, no. I am not. What did I... Oh, sorry. Am I using the wrong needle? Yes. Yes, I am. More than likely, this fabric's going to bend this needle, and that's going to suck. But I'm so happy that there was a seam here that I could just rip apart instead of having to cut open somewhere else, because this is so much easier than I expected. Not like when I had to sew the tail back on and I had to just kind of figure out where to sew it back onto. Because I'm actually pretty afraid of taking things apart like this and putting it back together. When I was younger, I would take apart clocks and just to see how they worked. and I would be able to put them back together if no one touched it. The minute someone touched that clock, though, and I didn't see what they took out, I couldn't put it back together because I couldn't see how it was, taken apart. I think everyone should take up sewing, at least a class or two, so that way when you come up to things like this, you have basic knowledge, which that's exactly what I have is basic knowledge. I don't have like, oh man, I can sew anything. Just Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go's like, hey, you got something going on right now. And I'm like, that's cool. Well, you tell those Pokemon that I'm sewing and they can wait. Unless there's like a Pokemon that has a hat on out there. Is it a Halloween hat? Don't know. Might be. I might go back through just because, but you get the gist. Alright, so I've gotten it sewn. It's not sewn twice yet. I want to sew it twice because I like to just go back over it in case I missed a spot or whatever. And I did hit my finger. Bled a little, not too much. And then there's this end piece that, see that? That's not good. So I want to kind of sew that in so that way I can tighten it. But overall, it should form out nicely once against my back. And we shall see. I am quite excited, honestly, just crazy excited about this. So I'm going to turn it off again, double sew, come back, I'll put on my costume, and we'll see how it looks. So, see you in a minute. Where am I going with this? Just going to throw it over there. There was no point in that. Alright, now it's actually sewn all together. Still some little white strings, but I didn't do too bad of a job of sewing, so I'm okay with it. Again, right now, it is a little portly on the backside. Hopefully it starts to form more in the front. Let's get this table out of the way and put my costume on, and then we'll go from there. So it's a little better. I mean, it's a lot better, actually. Let me move this tray out of my way. Alright, so as you can see, it does have a little more pull. So I'm gonna have to like I said, I'm gonna have to Velcro right here to like my butt. So that way when it does, it'll have something here so that way it's not pulling it down like that. But overall, I don't mind it. We'll do a little 360 turn on the catwalk. But yeah, I think it's a lot better formed now. It feels more like a shell instead of just being flat and kind of like floppy everywhere. Yeah. Overall, I'm happy with this, and I think that I didn't do too bad of a job. Hopefully. I guess we'll see it when I actually take it out and do one of my Squirtle things, which is soon, hopefully. That light was right in my face. I am so sorry. I bet I was wet as a ghost. Yeah, so thank you for watching and enjoying me sew. Or trying to figure out how to sew. No, I'm just kidding. I do know how to sew. But like, let me show you one more thing. So like I said, I had this Velcro into here. And without it, see how it pulls? Also, I put this on myself, so I probably didn't get it on there properly, 100%. So when someone actually helps me put it on there, it might look a lot better, and it might not pull so weirdly. And yeah, overall, I'm really happy. I really am. Even with the pull, it doesn't feel too bad, and it's not too heavy on my back, which my back can take that kind of weight, so yay. Squirtle out.